So I did my undergraduate LL.B at Durham, and after which I did a one-year master's at Harvard as LL.M, and I'm currently doing the BCL at Oxford. Well, so I decided to do the LL.M and the BCL because I think at undergraduate level, the amount of law you study is really just a framework, and to have an opportunity to study at a more in-depth level with really world-class professors would be very valuable on a personal level, an intellectual front, as well as my career in the future to become a lawyer. I think when you study law, you study in isolated sections, and when you have a bigger picture view of it, it's a much more holistic perspective. It will make you a better lawyer. I think there are really two aspects of the Harvard LL.M which I really enjoy. The first aspect is the diversity that your classmates from. I think there were about 60 different nationalities within a pool of 180 students. So you really got a very diverse experience. You had people coming from different systems, with different societal norms, with different legal systems, different views about the role of the law and how it all worked together. And we had professors who really pushed us and elicited our views as all of these cultural norms as well. The second point which I really enjoyed was the rigor of the Harvard LL.M, because America really is a coalition of 50 different states, and in that sense it's very difficult to isolate a single state and see what the law is. So many a time when we look at the law, we're looking at how it's treated in several different states, and that's a really valuable perspective in looking at policy considerations and seeing why judges decide the law in certain ways, why legislatures decide the law in certain ways, and how these forces mold what we understand the law to be wherever we are. So there were two courses I did at Harvard which really stood out, and the first was Modern American Remedies, and for that course it was a survey course, a full 4-credit course where we looked at all the different remedial options available when you go to litigation, and it was really valuable because you really got a bird's eye view. We looked at everything from measure of damages in tort and contract, whether restitutionary damages were available, injunctions, whether structural or preliminary. We looked at damages and judgments. We become a judgment creditor. How do you enforce a judgment? All of these things coming together, and I think that was really valuable to me because for the first time ever, I could take a step back and see how the entire legal process came together and work on a very practical level. And of course, on a practical level as a lawyer, you'll be advising clients who want to know, what do I get now in this case, not what does the law say about that. The second course which I really enjoyed was a negotiation workshop. So it wasn't exactly legal, but it was a course which gave me an insight into how people think and negotiate and interact and communicate. And it was very valuable to realize the kind of cognitive biases which I myself am subject to, and as well to realize how you can help to harness the energies of people around you through a good and well-structured process to lead to more value-creating outcomes. And that was I think it was a really practical and useful course we've undertaken. The Oxford BCL is a very different experience from Harvard in that there's a lot more focus on black letter law because we are confined to this one jurisdiction of England and Wales, and it's really a privilege to be taught by such amazing professors and lecturers who are really the pioneers in the fields which they are. So in my course in restitution, for example, the seminars I go to, we have a panel comprised of Charles Mitchell, Andrew Burrows and William Swadling. You're having really the world leaders in restitution teaching us, arguing between themselves, fighting for their own school of thought, and I think it's really exciting to be at the forefront of legal thought and being taught by people who have pioneered the way in this area of law. The BCL has always been very highly regarded, especially amongst the barrister circles in England, and if you are seriously contemplating going to the bar in England as being a barrister, then I would strongly recommend that you consider doing the BCL. University is really an opportunity for you to grow as a person, and it's very important that you throw yourself fully into all the university can offer, be it sport or societies, or from a more legal perspective, opportunities to practice your advocacy. Especially if you want to become a lawyer, mooting is really essential, and all universities would offer lots of opportunities for advocacy and mooting. Even beyond mooting or debating, if you throw yourself into other societies and sports, there is really good evidence that you possess the skills which organizations require, whether law firms or otherwise. So whether you're the president of society or you are the secretary or the treasurer, by taking responsibility and putting yourself forward for those positions, you show initiative, you show that you're a self-starter, you show that you're willing to take on responsibility, that you can manage people, that you have leadership skills, whether moral or physical or otherwise. And all of these things are really important to employers when they look to hire you. I think one really is to live life with a passion, and you have to work hard, you have to play hard.